Welcome. Dyeing my hair quarantine edition. I have shaved my head last March 2019, and in an attempt to keep growing it, I had been cutting it, growing it, cutting it, growing it, not sure if I was going to take a pixie, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do natural hair and grow it out. That was like October of last year, and now with quarantine happening, I've been fighting the urge to shave my entire head again. Instead, I have shaved my eyebrows, which because they're tattooed, they're just still on. I have shaved the side of my head on both sides, and I shaved the back. Her husband helped me. So instead of keeping this hair that I actually have and letting it turn into this mullet, I thought, you know, let's zhuzh it up, and I thinned it out with some eraser to make it more body, I guess. And I don't know if it necessarily has more body or more curl that it used to have. It doesn't have that anymore, but I'm bored with it again. And because we've had 2 months of not doing much, I'm going to just go straight into dyeing it again. My favorite color to dye it was purples and blues. So instead of actual dye, I bought these ion pigments. I've used these to refresh my color and keep it going for a very long time. In fact, they're a mask, a conditioning mask that has been pretty good. I've used sky blue and neon purple, and I just sort of interchange them. Instead of dye, I'm going to be using those two. I also have my bleach, 20 volume cream, my brush, and my bowl. So yeah, this is going to be our journey. First, I'm going to reshave the parts, but because I'm terrible at dyeing my own hair, as a lot of people can tell you, I figured it would be easier just to reshave these back down and just throw on the bleach and then throw on the pigment, and we'll see how it turns out. So then you guys get to kind of see if these are good enough to work on hair, and if my skills of bleaching are good enough to at least get this a decent color to put these pigments on and them not turn to green. So husband shaved it. It was shaved previously if I didn't mention it before, and we just cleaned it up because if I'm gonna throw bleach on everything, might as well not have hair there that's not supposed to be bleached. The back though is a work in progress, so we've got to grow those hairs out, but at least they'll be colored, so we'll be able to tell when we shave again. The first shave was a little bit too much of a V, and now we're kind of extending it out, but it's just hair. So okay, so I have bleached the entire head. I got my Target bag so I can heat it up. I think I could tell which parts were the dyed part because I dyed it brown way long ago, in an attempt to like go natural. This is how fickle of a person I am, and impulsive, I suppose. That you can tell wasn't dying. It didn't look like it was budging. So hopefully the heat that this is going to create is going to lift it at least enough so that if I put the purple or the blue on top of it, it won't turn green, and it'll just turn into a darker version of that color, so that, you know, maybe I'll have different tones. I might look a little ratchet and have like that light, really light root going to the dark ends. It is what it is. So I'll check back with you whenever I rinse this out. Okay, so it's been about 40 minutes or so. I don't even know. I was watching a show and playing TikTok or watching TikTok. And so I could tell that the roots didn't really take necessarily. Oh, and it's warm. The ends didn't take necessarily, but the roots totally did. So I'm gonna rinse it because this tends to lie because it's mixed with the bleach, and we'll see what it looks like once I rinse it out. Okay, it's mostly dried. I have turned off my warm light, so there's only natural light in here. You can see it's not fully dry, but it's lighter than what it was when it was wet, but you can still see the dark ends. And I've decided I'm going to bleach the ends. Since I have the bleach, I have the developer, and the time, I mean, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's just me. I'm always up. So, round 2. Okay, round 2. Let's see how it looks. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Doing it twice, definitely worth it. I'm gonna rinse this out, dry it out, mix the colors, go from there. So I don't have a blow dryer, and that means I have to like dry my hair rapidly under this towel and or stick my head where the air conditioner is and let it blow dry in freezing cold air. So while I figure that out, I'm just going to take my bowl and mix together these 2 colors to make the indigo-y. I'm going to dry this with my towel. Okay. The indigo-y color. I may just put this on wet. Okay, so that is sky blue and neon purple. Let's mix. And it smells good too. That's one thing I do like about this stuff, is it smells good. I think it's basically semi-permanent dye that they just put into a bunch of conditioner. I don't even know. I had called for this, and then they told me that they might not have it in stock. So I don't know if that means they're not, they're gonna run out of it soon. So this is it mixed. Super pretty. Let's turn off this. Go with that. It's more true to color. I'm gonna throw a little bit more in it. I don't have that much hair, but just a tad bit more. Now, because it's a conditioner, I have yet to put any conditioner in my hair. I did throw a little shampoo in it to kind of take off all the bleach, but it is definitely going to need some conditioning. So this is going to be the conditioner for it. I'm going to leave it in another hour. By the way, it is 2 a.m. So I'm trying to be quiet for the roommates. But this is kind of how the hair looks now. Still orange in places, and the ends, I don't know if you can see it, do have a dark tinge to them. Although they look less orange than the middle part. Just great, just great. I don't own any toner. Oh look, this guy didn't dye. This guy didn't bleach at all. Can you see him? A little dark hair right there. Great. I don't have any toner at all. We're just gonna have to do this with this. I have decided, instead of putting it on my hair dry, I'm just gonna put it on my hair wet because it's 2 a.m. and I'm done. Gloves. Gotta reuse these gloves because I am not gonna keep wasting gloves doing my own stuff when I have to purchase gloves for what I do. And these are the good gloves, so I'm never throwing these away. Okay, so am I gonna just paint it? Let's go everywhere. I thought it's gonna be blotchy at this point. I already know it, but. Heck of a lot of conditioner in here. Make sure I get my roots. That is not covering at all what I need to cover. I'm just gonna brush it through. Look at that. That worked. All right, so some of the ends might not be taking it, but what I'm gonna do is secure it in a bun and leave it on, and my hair will be conditioned, and then I will rinse it out. Look at that. That's kind of beautiful, isn't it? That's pretty as heck. Okay, all right. See you when we are done with the whole thing, and hopefully I will have it styled. We might go into the next day. Who knows? It is the next day, whatever. So it's been more than the next day. I want to say it's been about 4 days-ish. I have, since then, I have washed it. It came out very light, so probably not a good idea to put the ion conditioning mask first on when it is wet, especially when your hair has no color. You want that color to absorb, so if I did it dry, that probably would have been the best outcome. Some color came out, but a lot of pieces were very like gray, smoky, light, so it almost toned it. It just didn't implant any pigment. However, a few days after that, I didn't wash my hair. Then I washed my hair last night and thought I'd give you an update. I washed it. I put more ion pigment in it, the mask, just the blue one though, because when I put it on, it came out more purpley, like a lighter purple, and I wanted something darker, so I just threw the blue on. This is how it's come out. So you can see the blue took on the ends. There's those spots that look gray or muddy from forever ago. This is it somewhat styled. This is just me braiding my hair last night, or not braiding, twisting my hair last night, and then sleeping in it. I can see blonde right there, so that hasn't taken. And the back, let's see if I can show you. Hopefully that looks okay. Did you see it? I hope you saw it. If not, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I like it. I do like it. It's the colors I've used for a very long time, sans any actual dye. So it just takes multiple applications. That's kind of the nice part about having the ion conditioning mask, is that because I have 2 tubefuls, I can just apply it whenever. It will dye your head, but as long as you are safe about it, which is probably why I haven't even touched this spot, that it's not too bad. After 4 days, my hair has already grown. I don't know if you can tell, but it's been, I mean, my hair grows fast, so that's kind of the reasoning why I end up always keeping it short. But this is the hair. Thank you for joining me on this adventure of quarantine. Otherwise, I'm back at work, doing my thing, happy to be making a living. And if you have any questions or anything about ion not a professional, just prefacing that. But I'm here for you. Have a great rest of your day. It is raining where I'm at, so I'm gonna go enjoy that.